Hi guys, today marks my 2-year YouTube versary. Is that a thing? YouTube anniversary? You get what I'm saying. I made my first video on this platform 2 years ago as of today, and I asked you guys on my Instagram what you wanted to see for like my 2-year anniversary video, and a lot of you said reacting to my oldest YouTube tutorials or something like that. But to be completely honest, I don't know how to do reaction videos and actually be able to edit and do all that stuff together. I simply have no clue because that shit is difficult and I'm just not that good with technology yet. So that is something that I need to figure out until next time. But I wanted to do something a little bit simpler today. So I thought maybe what we could do is roast all of my Instagram pictures or all of my makeup looks that I did before I started my channel. So I started my channel pretty, I want to say quickly after I got into makeup, so I really wasn't that good at makeup when I started. I mean, I thought I was better than I was. And I did take pictures of my makeup like before I started my channel, so I thought we could just kind of look at some of those pictures and I could kind of critique myself a little bit. I might look back at this look and be like, girl, what were you thinking? But that's a different story because this is just fun. Makeup is just fun. Whatever I did back then wasn't wrong, but I feel like technique-wise, I've definitely gotten better, and I've also gotten better at just working with my eye shape. So I think we should just go ahead and pull up some pictures because I went back so far on my camera roll and I favorited all of the pictures that I wanted to talk about. And honestly, a lot of these, I have my natural hair color or brown hair color. You might have not even seen me with natural hair because I started my channel when I had green hair. So I guess this is going to be interesting. So let's see. Let's start off with this one. Oh my goodness. The angle of that picture though, I was still trying to figure out like how to take good pictures of my makeup. That is an art form. Let me tell you, if you have not tried to take like good flattering pictures of your makeup and still be able to like, show your face without contorting yourself, like it is hard. And also, can we just appreciate a brown smoky eye with glitter on the lid? I mean, who am I? I got nothing, you guys. I think we all started with this. And also, look at those brows. Like, those were like Instagram brows right there. I'm pretty sure I used the ABH pomade to do that with. I used to use pomade and then I just realized all of a sudden I didn't like it and I started switching to brow pens, and I'm so happy I did because I feel like these brows are a little bit much. I do like a little bit more dimension in my brows now, even though brows have never been like something that I feel like I'm very good at. It's just like a necessity. It's like, I'm just gonna throw on my brows, and I have bangs anyway, you can't really see them that much, so I never put that much time into them, but I still feel like I could have done better than this. But like, I don't think that the makeup application is that bad. I do feel like my skin is looking quite flat. I wish that I'd use a little bit more bronzer and definitely blush. Like, where is the blush? The blush is non-existent. And also, I can't see any highlight or anything like that. I wish I had a picture with my eyes open, but I deleted a lot of the pictures back then, so I only kept like one picture of all the makeup looks that I basically did because I didn't want to clutter my memory on my phone too much. So let's move on. So this is a look that I honestly really loved while I did it. So you can see I'm wearing like a black metallic lipstick, which isn't something that I really ever do. But this was when I started experimenting with like different lipstick colors. So you will see this. I had a phase before my channel where I would buy all of these crazy lipsticks. I would buy blue ones and green ones and like glittery ones and metallic ones. And it would basically be all I wore. Like a lot of the time I would just wear like a crazy ass lipstick and like nothing on my eyes. And I do think that this is a very cool kind of like gothic look, but when I look up close, I don't really like the black waterline. I know I've said that in videos in the past. I just don't really feel like it suits me. I feel like it makes my eyes look a lot bigger than they are, and I can also tell that I tried to do a big wing in this photo. But this is what happens when you have hooded eyes. Like the line that you get like right up here when you do a liquid liner and you try to do it with your eyes open like this and kind of draw the line and fill it in like normal people do, and then you open your eyes, like your hood just like swallows your wing and it just ends up looking like a very wonky line. I also kind of wish that I had done some kind of an inner corner highlight because I feel like it's just like a round circle of pink on my eyes. I really feel like that inner corner highlight makes the biggest difference in the world and just kind of makes your eye looks more complete and more look like they are put together. And I also just don't really see any blush. I see kind of like a orangey bronzer type thing going on here, and I don't like the placement of it. It's like right under here, which I feel like it's not really that flattering on my face. I don't know, I feel like there's something about this picture that just it's a little bit off. I like the idea of what I was doing here with the black lipstick and the pink smoky eye. I think that looks kind of cool. But I do think that the application could have been better. But I mean, that could be said for basically all of the pictures that I'm going to be showing you now. So let's talk about this one. So this was when I first got I think this was using the Pat McGrath palette that I have. The only Pat McGrath palette that I have. Actually, is that from that palette? I feel like maybe it is. I definitely used another palette for my crease, but I did use the blues, I think, in the Pat McGrath palette, and I can already tell that they're creasing a little bit, but that's a different story. But I would say for this picture, I would probably put a little bit more depth in my crease, because I feel like a lot of the time I really prefer when my crease colors are darker than the lightest color that I have on my lid, if that makes sense. Like, I really want a part of my lid to be lighter than my crease color. And here I feel like basically all of the lid colors are darker than my crease color. Did I say that correctly the first time? I don't know. I think I did. But if I'm gonna do a shape like this, the only time I really like to have a darker lid color is when I'm doing a smoky eye. But when I'm doing something where I have a crease color and then different colors like layered next to each other in a gradient on the lid, I do prefer to have at least my second crease color be darker than the second darkest lid color. Wow, I'm not explaining myself very well, but I don't really like how the depth is looking in this look. I feel like something is a little bit off. I just would have liked a darker crease, but I think the application here is actually really nice, and I don't really mind the face makeup as much either. I do feel like I definitely could have gone a little bit heavier on the face makeup, but maybe now people would say I go too heavy on the face makeup, but I just really like to have a lot of products on my face. Like, I really like having like a very blushy look. I feel like my makeup style has changed a lot in the past year even, but I do think that overall, like, this is a pretty, you know, nice and okay look. It's one of my better looks for sure. Let's move on to this one. So I can tell that all of these pictures were taken in the summer. Let's see, what was the date of this? So April 27th, 2018 is when this picture was taken. So this is a very graphic winged out look. This is something that I started experimenting with around the same time. I'm pretty sure I only used one color for this look, and it was one of the blues in the Pat McGrath palette. I realized in this look that these shadows crease like crazy on me. I remember all day going like tapping my eyelid because I had a crease on my eye and I didn't use any glitter glue. But I really liked this look. I think that the shape that I did with this looks beautiful. And I'm kind of shocked because the only shadow that I used here was a shimmer, and that's not something that I really ever do. So maybe I need to start experimenting a little bit with doing more graphic looks with only using shimmers, because this looks really cool. Like, I really like this, and I also really like the tone of the lipstick that I paired with this. I feel like it just goes very nicely with the tone of the blue that is in this look. So this is probably one of my favorite pictures or favorite looks that I did like pre-channel or pre-getting my hair done. Let's see, what else do we have? Okay, so this is a look. I remember my husband and I were in Canada, I think, to visit one of his friends and celebrate Canadian Thanksgiving there. And this is what I was wearing, and I wanted to do something very soft and toned down. And when I was wearing this, I really felt pretty, and I really liked this look. But now looking back, I'm like, I don't really like where I placed the shimmers here, and I also don't really like the blend that I have going on. I feel like it's looking quite muddy. I think I used the Juvia's Place Deuce palette, if I'm not mistaken. But I just don't like how it kind of looks like it's a bit of a half cut crease, but it's not a half cut crease, but it's such a soft look that I wouldn't want such a soft look to be a half cut crease. Does that make sense? Like, if I'm gonna do a half cut crease, I want it to be like a very bold look, because otherwise it doesn't really make sense. Like, if you're gonna do a soft look, do a soft look. It doesn't need to be a cut crease, you know? And I feel like this kind of looks a bit like in between. I also don't really like how I wrap that green shade around in my inner corner so high up. I don't know. I feel like the placement, I feel like that's one of the things that I've gotten really good at lately, or in the past year or so, is knowing exactly where on my lid to put the shimmers and to put the mattes, so that it complements my eye shape. And I feel like that was something I struggled with quite a bit back then, and you will see that in other looks that I've done here as well. So especially this one. This one was one of my favorite looks that I had done at the time. It was a beautiful blue and green and yellow eye with a pink metallic lip, and I felt really pretty. I remember going out shopping this day. Those were the good old days. But when I look at this picture, when I have my eyes open, I think it looks really nice. Like, I love the contrast. I really like the color combination. But then when I look at the picture, when my eyes are closed, again, here you can see that I just haven't pulled my shimmer shades up high enough, especially on one of the eyes because they're different, which they probably shouldn't be. But I just feel like I needed to really learn where to place my shadows correctly. And I think that a lot of people struggle with this. And they think that I have like the perfect eye shape for eyeshadow or whatever. Like, I've gotten some compliments saying that it's so easy for you to like place your shadows because your eyeball kind of tells you where to put it. But honestly, I struggled with this in the beginning too. And I feel like that is quite normal. Like, I'd be surprised if people just started off like doing eyeshadow and being perfect at it and knowing exactly where to put the shadows, because that's not really the case, you know? Like, we all go through a phase where we have to learn how to do things and how to properly do it on ourselves. It's kind of like fashion too, in a way. Like, you have to figure out like what looks good on your body shape and what kind of clothes are the style that you like and that suits you. And I feel like makeup is kind of the same thing. So I like the idea of this. I just wish that the placement was a bit different. I also wish that there was a little bit more depth in the crease, just like a little bit. I feel like I only used maybe a yellow and a green here, but the yellow was crap. I'm not even sure if I used the yellow. I think I used the BH Cosmetics Take Me Back to Brazil palette. You know, the one with like the tiny pans? I'm pretty sure that's the palette I used in this picture. And I can kind of tell just from looking at the pictures, to be honest, that the quality of that palette is just not that great. But I do think that the look overall is really nice. I do wish I was wearing some pink blush though. Just always missing the blush in these pictures. All right, let's move on. So this was the first ever cut crease, like full cut crease, I think that I had ever done. It might have been my second. I think that maybe I tried it once in the past, but I don't have any pictures of this. So I would say that, again, I didn't really know like where to cut my crease. My crease is definitely cut way too low here. Like, you can see it in the picture when I have my eyes open, that you can't really even see that it's a cut crease. And I also don't really understand why I did the double liner. Because you can't see it when my eyes are open, and this is why I never do fancy shit like this. And maybe this is a good way to show you guys why I don't do certain things, because I just don't really think it suits my eye shape. Like, even if I had cut my crease where I should have cut my crease here, like that lime green on my lid is never going to show. Like, yeah, it shows when my eyes are closed, but I feel like it's so much work to go through when you can't see it most of the time, you know? Like, I don't know, I feel like it's kind of a waste of time. But other than that, I like the color combination of this. I'm not the biggest fan of the lip that I chose with it. I kind of wish I had gone more with like a warmer purple if I was gonna go purple. I don't know. It's kind of a tough one to pick a lipstick to though. And I also, again, just don't really love the black waterline. Is that black in my waterline? I don't know. It kind of looks like black. And also that brow, one of those brows, that's quite a bold brow, but not gonna lie, I still have days where my brows look completely different, and sometimes I end up being way too much and sometimes they're a little bit too thin. Like, I never really get it perfect every single time or even look the same. So, you know, I'm not gonna say anything bad about that because I still can never seem to get this right. So, okay, let's move on. So here's another look with kind of like these greens and blues and stuff, and I think I used that same BH Cosmetics palette. But what I do like about this picture is that the liner actually looks quite good. I actually feel like my eyes have gotten more hooded since this picture, and, you know, getting old sucks. And I also really like the metallic lip that I paired with this. This was one of the Kat Glimmer Veils. I'm pretty sure I used to love those. Those are actually an amazing formula, and I just forget to bring them out again. I don't even know if they're good still. And I know I saw them on sale on their website. It was like 3 for $10 or something. Maybe I should pick those up again because I used to really love those. The lasting power was so good. Do I have a picture of this with my eyes closed? I don't think I do, but I will say that one thing that I also really like about this picture is that I did a bit of a glitter liner like underneath the wing, which I think looks really, really cool. And overall, I would say the execution of this, just looking at it straight ahead obviously, looks very nice. I can tell though that I definitely had not discovered my Bad Gal Bang mascara yet because my lashes in this picture don't look that great. And I feel like that could be said for like the older pictures that we were looking at as well. And I think that a lot of people don't really put too much effort into putting on their mascara. Like, I really take my time with my mascara. I make sure to curl my lashes. I make sure to really, like, I don't know, get the mascara in where I want it to be and kind of lengthen more of like the outer lashes more so than the inner portion. And I really take my time with my mascara and really build it up, and I'm careful with like kind of how I apply it. Like, I know it's supposed to be like something very easy, just like chuck on mascara, but like I take my time with it, and I feel like it looks better now that I do than it did back then when I just kind of slapped it on very quickly and didn't put on as much as I do now. All right, so let's look at this next one. I actually made a recreation of this look in, I think it was a video back in December in 2019, because I just love this look so much. Or I love the color combination in this look, and I also really, really like how it looks with my complexion. I think this is something that really suits me. These colors are so intense and so beautiful. And again, I use my Pat McGrath palette, and you can tell here that my application have gotten so much better because I think I used some glitter glue here, and I also made sure to pull my shimmers up a lot higher. And this is kind of like where I feel like it started to kind of click for me a little bit more, where I should be placing my shadows. And you can really tell in this photo that even my crease is looking very nice and dark and nice and blended as well. And the placement of the shadow is a lot better. I definitely have that more of like a pop in the inner corner instead of just wrapping the second lightest shade around instead of putting something in my inner corner. I like the lip choice with this. I maybe would have liked to go a little bit more on the nude side rather than the pink side, but I feel like this is okay still. I think that my mascara looks okay. I don't love the black in the waterline still. I don't know. I struggle trying to get black in the waterline to look good without looking harsh. And I think my issue is that every time I see black in the waterline, it's never like blended out. And I think that is just because I don't really like blending out my waterline shades. That's why I tend to use something that's like contrasting with the look, because I don't need to blend it into the shade that I have under my eye because it's contrasting. So with black, I feel like that's kind of something that you sort of have to do. So I don't love this, but I do understand why I chose black with this, because it is a very dramatic look, and I think that we were going out this day. I could be wrong, but I really like this look. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Again, I don't really see much of like face makeup. I'm missing some blush. Definitely missing like a mauve blush with this. I think that will look so nice. And I also don't think I'd really discovered highlights at this time. Alright, so I have a few more I want to talk about. This is when I basically got my hair done, so now I have the green hair. And this is about 2 weeks before I started my channel, so here in this look, you can definitely tell that I did my eyes first. Like, I can tell because of that sharp cleanup line on the outer edge. I don't personally love that myself. I know a lot of people do it and they love it, but I don't like it on myself. I don't know what it is. I just feel like it looks a little too sharp. I just like my colors to be a little bit more blended most of the time. And I remember when I used to do this, I would take a makeup wipe and just kind of wipe and make that clean line. And then I would take my liquid liner and trace that to where I took that clean line. And even though I had that line there, my eyeliner just always looked wonky still, and it just doesn't look good on my eye shape. It's just how it is. Like, I've just accepted now that doing a regular eyeliner, like a winged liner for hooded eyes, it's just not the way to go. Like, it's just not for us, you know? If you have hooded eyes too, do what you want to do, but I just feel like there are better ways to do your eyeshadow, maybe to create that winged out shape instead of having to do that liquid liner, because I don't know, I just don't think it looks good on me here. But I do like the rest of the makeup. I like the blue with the purple on the lower lash line. Again, I'm pretty sure I used that blue from the Pat McGrath palette, so you can see back then I didn't really have that many eyeshadow palettes. I had probably 10, not even, so I've bought a lot in the past 2 years. Whoops, but that's what happens when you have a makeup channel. So let's end with this one, because this one's interesting, y'all. So here you can see I have a green smoky eye with a matte all over the lid, and then this is when I found out that my liquid lipsticks were eye safe, the ones that I had from Jeffree Star, and I know I just bought his little mini bundle with the rainbow colors in it, and I basically wanted to do dots on my eyes with all of them. I don't know how I feel about this. I mean, look, I tried, okay? I tried to do something different. I don't hate it, but it's weird. And I also tried to do like a triple line with my liquid liner on the outer corner here. I really don't know what was going on there. But again, I tried to do something different and I can't really like blame myself for it not looking that great because it was probably my first time doing something like this. I don't like the lipstick that I paired with this, but I could see where I was going with it because I had that same color on my eyes and I was like, ooh, this will tie it together, but like, it really doesn't work. I'm sorry. Okay, so let's end it with this one. This one was taken on June 11th, 2018. And this is one of my favorite looks that I think I ever did before I started my channel. It's kind of on the neutral side, but I feel like it looks very classy and it's just kind of fun and summery and flirty at the same time. I love that I match my lipstick to my headband. I think that looks so cute. I think the application of the shadows is okay. I think I used the Natasha Denona Sunset palette for this look. I'm pretty sure that's what I used. I think it looks okay. I like that I used yellow in my waterline here. I think that my mascara looks a little bit better in this picture, but I still wish that I had a little bit more on. Also wish I had a little bit more blush on, a little bit more bronzer on. But other than that, I think this looks good. And this is about the time where I started my channel. Oh, here's another one I want to talk about. Oh, this one is so pretty. This is one of my favorite looks ever. Oh, it's such a cute like cotton candy look. I love this. I love how I place these shadows. I love the pink lipstick that I put with it. I love that I did white in the waterline. My mascara looks pretty good. It's a little bit clumpy on one side. My eyeliner again looks a little bit wonky, but it's such a cute look. I really love this. I feel like I should recreate this with something at some point because I wanna be that cute again, you know? So I think that's where I'm going to leave it. That was basically all of the looks that I wanted to talk about that I did before I started my channel. I feel like this could be fun to maybe do every year, and then next year maybe I could do something like, I don't know, judging my Instagram pictures from 2 years ago or something like that, because I did start my Instagram basically around the same time I started my channel. So yeah, let me know if you enjoyed this. I had fun doing this. It was really fun to look back at some of my older pictures. I hope you enjoyed seeing me with brown hair. Probably not something that you were expecting, but I had fun with this. I hope you did as well. Happy anniversary to me. Thank you so much for watching and being part of my journey. I love you all so much. If you want to see some other videos, not anything similar, but here's a few random ones if you want to just go watch something else. If you're new, I would love it if you would consider subscribing, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.